Good morning, students. Today we will start our lesson number 3, that is atoms and molecules. Okay. So first of all, what is the meaning of the atoms and what is the meaning of the molecules and who has given this all things? Okay. So I am giving the lecture from the book. Why? Because those students who not having a book, they can write it from these notes. Okay. Sugar, salt, sand, diamond, graphite, copper, silver, gold, iron, aluminium. These all things different kinds of matter. Means these things are different kinds, made up of different kinds of matter. Matter is called as padarth in Hindi. Okay. Don't be confused. If a question came, what we call as padarth in Hindi, that is matter is called as padarth in Hindi. An Indian philosopher Maharishi Kannad, there is a one philosopher whose name is Maharishi Kannad, said that if we go on dividing matter padarth, we will get smaller and smaller particles of matter. So what will happen? Matter is called padarth, and the scientist came, Maharishi Kannad came, and he said, if this matter padarth we divide into small pieces, then something we got it. Okay. Then Kannad said, what the something that we got it? That is Parmanu. He said, padarth if we divide and if we put it into a pieces, then what the things will come? The things are coming as Parmanu. Okay. Then John Dalton came. John Dalton called these particles by the name of atom. John Dalton said in English that Parmanu is called as the atoms. Okay. So the word atom means indivisible, which cannot be divided. Something which cannot be divided further. That is called as atom. So this is the introduction of atoms by the Padarth and by the Parmanu, who was given by the Kannad. The Kannad has given, and then John Dalton came, and John Dalton said that in English, if we want to say, we can say it was an atom. Another Indian philosopher, Pakhuda Katyama, went a step further. Now, he also worked on further steps he has done and proposed that the particles of matter, atoms or Parmanu, normally exist in a combined form. In a togethering form. And various combination of particles gives us various kinds of matter and gives out different kinds of matter. Different things and different kinds of matter. Then these combined molecules form of atom is known as molecules. Means different kinds of matter join together to form a molecules. Fine. We know that all matter is made up of small particles called atoms. Matter is made up of small particles that we have said here, that is called as atoms. And atoms are joined together, that is called as the molecules. Different kinds of atoms and molecules having different properties, this we will know very well. Different things having different properties and different kind of matter show different properties. Fine. After this we can start it. What's the laws of the chemical combination? What the laws has given? So the law which was given, the first law is law of conservation of mass. Second is law of constant proportion. Third is law of multiple proportion. Law of multiple proportion mainly we are studying in the 11th standard. Till now we will study the two laws, that is law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion. Law of conservation of mass is very easy. Okay. In this one the scientist came in, it was from the 18th century. There was scientist name is Lavoisier. Okay, the full name is Antoine Lavoisier. In 18th century, what he said that matter is neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Means matter is neither be created, means it cannot be formed or it cannot be break. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot be formed or it cannot be destroyed in a chemical reaction. He said that the law of conservation of mass means that in a chemical reaction, the total mass of product is equal to the total mass of the reactant. What he has said, the total mass of the product is equal to the total mass of the reactant. This is the product and this is the reactant. There is no change in mass during a chemical reaction. Means when the chemical reaction is going on, there is no change from any side, there is no change of mass. This was done by the Lavoisier, and this said to be as law of conservation of mass. Let's take one example. Okay, now we have taken up one example. Please see this page nicely so that you can write it in your copy also. We have taken a calcium carbonate 100 gram. Fine. Giving a heating process and a chemical reaction. Now when we are giving a heating process and breakdown, when it break down, it form a calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Now this is 100 grams. Calcium oxide form 56 grams and carbon dioxide form 44 grams. 6, 4, 0 and 5, 5, 10, 100 grams. Means here also 100 gram and here also 100 gram. What the mean here? The reactant is equals to the product. That's only they are saying. The total mass of product is equal to the total mass of the reactant. Understood the question? How the question is coming? Okay. Let's take in one experiment here. Use an experiment to verify law of conservation of mass. Take some barium chloride solution in a conical flask. Now, we have taken up one conical flask. This is a rubber cork, and by the thread we have put it a test tube, a small test tube. Fine. On this one solution we are putting as sodium sulfate solution. Sodium sulfate solution we are putting here in the test tube, and barium chloride solution we are putting here. Okay, you can see should remain above the liquid level. Means this thing is remain above the liquid level in the flask so that the reactant do not get mixed at this stage. Means both the things cannot be reacted till now. Find the mass of the apparatus along with reactant by weighing on the balance. Now what will happen? See here. Now we have to take the mass of, first of all we have taken the mass of the beaker. Then we have taken the mass of with test tube. We subtract the initial mass of apparatus from this mass. We get the mass of the reactant. How it is so? Okay, now see beta. We have taken the mass first of all of the conical flask. Then we have taken the mass with the barium chloride test tube. Till now we have not put it. Then we have taken the mass of this test tube with putting a barium chloride. Now after this, what we have to do? What the mass is coming, this one barium chloride. What the mass is coming on this test tube, we are doing the minus of it. Then we will find out what is the mass of the reactant and what is the mass of the product. Okay. After this, remove the rubber cork from the mouth of conical flask for a moment so that the thread become loose. Now in this experiment you can see here on thread is here. Thread is going slowly and this test tube is going downside. When this test tube is going downside, we are saying this is what is there in the test tube? In the test tube is sodium sulfate solution is here. Sodium sulfate solution is mixed with barium chloride solution. Okay, what will happen now? Slowly we are losing this thread for a moment so that the thread become loose. The small test tube containing sodium sulfate solution now drop in a flask due to which sodium sulfate solution mixed with barium chloride solution. Now both the solutions are mixed together. Now barium chloride solution react with sodium sulfate solution to form a white PPT. Now what will happen? This barium chloride and this sodium sulfate are mixed together in this one, and it form a white PPT. PPT means white precipitate of barium sulfate. Okay, of what it? Now let's take a BaCl2 plus sodium sulfate solution, NaSO4. We have taken, balance it by yourself. Okay, I am not balancing. So what they are saying, the thing coming is white PPT of barium sulfate. Barium sulfate, BaSO4, this is formed as white PPT. This formation takes place here. Okay. We again find the mass of the apparatus along with the product by weighing on a valence. If we subtract the initial mass of the apparatus from the mass, we get the mass of the product. Now, we have taken the mass of this one also and we have taken the mass of this one also. Okay, both the mass we have taken. So, what we can say, the total mass of this one is the half of mass of this one. Means we can say this is the reactant and this is the product. In experiment, we can say this is the product. But actually half thing, first mass we have taken this one. Second mass we have taken this one. But in this one we are doing a mixing. It means it form a product. So both the things are equal. The sum of both the things are equal. So this experiment shows or varies the law of conservation of mass. Okay. So this thing, if you want to write down in your copy, you can write down in your copy. Okay. Next thing, these are the sample problems. That one, this is same thing. You have to write down in your copy. Very important, you have to write down. Means you have to write down in your copy. Okay. The barium chloride, this much, 20.8. Sodium sulfate, 14.2. Barium sulfate, 23 point. Now this one. So first of all, we have to taken out the reactant, then we have to taken out the product mass. Both the mass are coming equal. It means the total mass of the product is equal to the total mass of the reactant. Now second example, we have taken sodium carbonate react with ethonic acid to form sodium ethonate. Sodium carbonate is react with ethonic acid to form sodium ethonate, carbon dioxide and water. So in an experiment, 5.3 grams of sodium carbonate, this is 5.3 grams sodium carbonate, then 6 grams of ethonic acid, 6 grams, to form 8.2 grams of sodium ethonate. 8.2 grams of sodium ethonate it formed, 22 grams of carbon dioxide, 0.9 grams of mass of water. This already given in this question. Okay. Now you can see when we are doing in a reactant side, this one side, when we are doing the plus, it form 11.3 grams. When we are doing the plus of this one, it form 11.3. Means both the things are equal, it form a sodium. It means the reactant is equals to the product. Now let's take a one more example. Calcium carbonate decompose on heating to form calcium oxide. Okay. Calcium carbonate we have taken on heating. Calcium carbonate on heating to form calcium oxide. You can see here now. It formed calcium oxide. Calcium carbonate is heated form a calcium oxide. Now see in the question. When 10 gram of calcium carbonate is decomposed completely, then 5.6 grams of calcium oxide is formed. Calculate the mass of CO2 formed. Which law of chemical combination will you use? Means in this one question they are asking which law it was. Now see here. We already know the mass of the product is equal to the mass of the reactant. So mass of calcium oxide is plus mass of carbon dioxide is equal to the mass of calcium carbonate. This is already given in the question. So calcium carbonate is given as 10. It was given by in the question. Calcium oxide is given 5.6 in the question, but it is not given carbon dioxide. So at this time what we have to do, from here you have to subtract it from this one, because when it will go on this one side it will be subtracted. It forms as 4.4. Okay, so the mass of carbon dioxide come as 4.4. This shows that mass of carbon dioxide formed is 4.4 grams. Understood, students? Have a nice day. Till here you can complete it in your copy. Okay, next our lecture is law of constant proportion. Thank you and have a nice day.